not a question. I had a observation on Idris's presentation. In the first slide, there was a photograph. Looks like an Indian photograph rather than a Pakistani photograph. Yeah, okay. So just wanted to check because if you have, it will be good to see the photograph of how people are using locally, so that really give a flavor.
Very good, thank you. Very sharp eyes. Next question. This is a friendly environment. Whatever is on your mind. There we have Maran gets the second question. What is on your mind? Ask the panel now while they are
question for all the panelists. What future do you see for mobile operators? We keep hearing one opinion saying there's no place for operators in the new tech, whereas some people are saying operators still do have a place. So what place will be there and for how long?
Who wants to start first? Here we have a microphone. Yes. You want to go first? Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah.
As I said, I think operators should realize, of course, the threat that is ahead of them. But I think they have the full power to face this threat. They have subscriber base. They should just start thinking creatively, and of course, link their subscribers to other operator subscribers. Give them. They're always focused on. I always see advertisements, talking about cheap SMS packages. Now they should think out of that. And start telling people that you can be in touch with your friends and family, etc. through this. Once they have, before the smartphone penetration reaches these areas, if they have already developed the networks among, and people are used to using their interfaces, they would love to see the same kind of interaction on the smartphones. And once you launch a smartphone application, I think there is a very smooth transition from normal, way of communicating over SMS or dumb phone or the smartphones. If they don't do anything about it, then of course, someone else will come and, solve the real problem and get the whole opportunity, right?
How would you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for us, I think the operators are really sitting on great assets. If you look at the operate assets, whether it's SMS, MMS, LBS services and all that, and actually, if you really look at, I think there were statistics above, maybe 4 or 5 million feature phones. I think operators have the greatest ability to monetize and really bring that application development. So we see that there's a big part the operators can actually use. They can also learn from some of the experiences that have happened in Europe and US. But I think we see that operators have a big role to play in bringing both e-commerce and developer ecosystems, because you can export your network assets, and these assets can be built into your Android and other downloadable apps as well as your feature phone apps.
Dr. Hans, do you think you still have a business?
Yeah, I think I still have a job for next few years. Yeah, I think firstly it's a very symbiotic relationship. Symbiotic between the operator, infrastructure provider, and the various over-the-top or OTT services, which an app can be described as an OTT app revenue source. I think the real longevity of the operator comes from two main relationships the operator has. One is the customer relationship and the payment relationship. End of the day, I believe that especially in South Asian or emerging markets, the payment relationship lies with the operator. Also the customer relationship, and if you take customer relationship one level down, the data and the rich knowledge of everything that a customer does, where he or she is, what time they use the phone, which shop they go to, where they are at any particular point in time. All this information, of course, safeguarded by the privacy standards and other regulations around it, the operator does have all that information. So that, like, how Google from a OTT perspective or over-the-top perspective has taken the world by storm, and other players like Google, what they have done is to go over the operator even in this dimension. And I think some of the developed markets, the operators, the internet providers, as well as the mobile and telcos, had been sleeping at that time. So the data went over the top, and there are strong Wi-Fi networks, there are strong, strong penetration of GPS phones and so on and so forth, so that Google in the developed world was able to take away one of the key strengths of what the operator should have kept back. Now in the emerging markets, that hasn't happened. And I think that is the opportunity that in our part of the world, I think the operator would continue to play a much bigger role as a custodian of customer data as well as custodian of the payment relationship.
Very good. Thank you. We have the next question here. Yes, we have a microphone coming. Yep.
I have a very simple question, a very down-to-earth question. I was very much intrigued by the saying that English was taught through mobile phones, and many passed the IELT exams also through this teaching method. I would like to know whether it was the mobile phones were used for teaching English or to market the CDs through which English was taught.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I'm saying what I said was it started. Of course, you can't teach everything through SMS, but you know, he started teaching the vocabulary or the grammar, some part of it, and the pronunciation of the words. But once people get excited about it and they start getting it, they want more and more of that, right? So the guy actually had designed a course for the IELTS, right? So this guy made business through our network by engaging people on a concept and then, you know, getting business out of it by selling his own CDs. So I'm saying there is an element of, so you don't have to put everything on the channel. You can just keep in touch with people and then have a business outside maybe like this, you know, to get the interested people in and, you know, get your share out of it. Yeah.
Very good.
One thing that I missed was that we are also developing now a personalized plan in which you learn different concepts based upon your understanding. So for example, on the IVR platform, you know, you would listen to a lecture and then you're asked a question after 10 minutes, and based upon your answer, you know, you listen to the next recording. So, you know, there is some research going on in the university in Lahore on this. Started working on MMS platform, but the problem with that is that it's not really there on every phone. So now we are working on the IVR platform where a person can make a call and start listening to a topic and then keeps, you know, engaging by answering some questions, and based upon that, you know, so we can move to that level where you can also, you know, learn a topic altogether on the mobile phone itself instead of going to CDs and all other mediums.
Very good. Would you like to add a comment or? Okay. We have time for one more question. We have a question here. Microphone is coming. Just a moment. If you wait a moment. Last question before the coffee break. So.
I have a question to Mr. Dinesh Saparamadu. How can third-party freelance developers can get help from your developer ecosystem?
So the developer ecosystem is actually it's actually an online system. It's called DevSpace. If you go to this is not an advertisement for Zenit Mobile. If you go to the Zenit Mobile site, you can go into what's called the DevSpace. It's a space that you actually can go and download your SDKs, you can download your simulators, and then once you build applications, then these applications will be taken to our partners all over the world, whether it's in Kenya or in Brunei or whether in, you know, other parts that we have our platform. We actually can take those. You can talk to me after that. I can explain maybe in a little more detail.
Very good. Thank you. We have had a session on the business, the markets, and strategies for mobile. We heard from Dr. Hans Villasuria from Dialogue ICTA. Then we had Mr. Dinesh Saparamadu from Zenit Mobile. And we had his first public conference speakership ever. At the public conference, first time, Mr. Idris Butt. Could you please give a warm applause for our panel? Thank you very much.